So let me get onto this bridge. So if I look up, I'm a little bit further down than I thought. I can't show this super well, to be honest. Maybe heading back up here, it'll be a better place a better vantage point. I'll be able to grab that item that I missed anyway. So here we see this structure, and then directly across this chasm, a kind of sister structure that's the same shape and everything, and they're directly across from each other. This should be reminiscent of the structure where we met the cat, Alvina, in the Darkroot Garden. She would have been, ignore this elevator, she would have been just there in this window. This is where we were talking to Alvina, right? This is that place. Obviously much earlier in time, and I mean like a lot earlier. I don't know exactly. I don't want to put a figure out there. I was gonna say something like thousands of years. Honestly, I don't know. I just know it was a very long time. And if you can remember, to the right of where we were talking to Alvina, there was a bridge that we went across. That bridge spanned, or I suppose I should say, that bridge will span this gap here, which led into that other structure, right? And then going down the stairs of that structure, that put you in that area of the Darkroot Garden that had the mushroom people. And then that eventually, down that way, led into the Sif boss fight. But of course that means that if this is the structure where we first met Alvina, that means straight this way. If you can get that in your head now, the shape of this land makes a lot more sense, especially with this big drop-off here. That means that just over this way, here, just here, this is where the crest of Artorias door will be. I keep wanting to say would have been, but no, this is where it will be. There will be a giant staircase, that was built, and those big doors, so that further in that direction is the smaller part of the Darkroot Garden, and also the Undead Parish and the rest of Lordran that way. So that's cool. And there are other landmarks that I can show you to demonstrate how this is in fact the same place. On the way back to the bonfire, I may be able to point a few of those out. I am heading back to the bonfire because, if you couldn't guess, that big fog wall up ahead is in fact our next boss fight. So, I don't think I'll be able to level up directly, but I have some soul items, so maybe I can use those and get there. So this is the other structure on the opposite side of that chasm, right? Come across the bridge, and you go down those stairs. And then, when coming out, I would go straight to go and over to the Sif arena. But if I go back this way, the way that I came in, we can see, heading down this way, this bridge right here is actually the bridge that leads to the Sif boss fight in the Darkroot Garden. Except that way, I think you have to approach it from that side. You come down that ramp there, and then go across the bridge. And then just across is that big structure with the door, and then that leads to the boss fight. Which is, of course, over here, means that this is where the grave of Artorias will end up being. Because that's what Sif was guarding, just over here. But in this present time, it is nothing more than a little sanctuary with a bunch of weird statues. I forgot, actually, that there's an item hidden back here somewhere. There it is. Humanity. Alright, let's see if I can't level up. How many souls do I need? 46,000? I need 10,000. I should be able to manage that. That's not too many. Let's see. The 2 of these. Actually, you know what? The 2 of these should be enough, honestly. Ooh, almost. Let's see. Maybe I should try with this. I don't know if that'll be enough. 2,000. What did I need? 46,000? Dang it, dude. I was hoping to not have to use the Soul of a Brave Warrior, but whatever. Doesn't make any real difference. It's all going to go to my level ups anyway. Assuming I don't lose a bunch of souls. So I can get my endurance up. Let's see if that is enough to put on the Golem gauntlets. I forgot what exactly I needed in order to wear them. 66.6. I think that's enough. No, it's not. My math is off. Oh well, we're getting closer. That's all that matters. Okay. So, heading back into the Royal Wood, we can go and tackle that boss. So remember, we're coming down this, across this bridge from where Sif will end up, going up this way into the section of the Darkroot Garden that has those mushroom people. I'm not actually going to engage with any of these enemies because we came through here once before. I'm just going to run straight over to that elevator, which should be very doable. Yeah, here we are. Can make our way down. There's Chester again. And ready for the boss. Let's see how we do. Knight Artorias himself. So on the topic of the DLC having incredibly fast and aggressive boss fights, Artorias probably takes the cake in that department. He is incredibly aggressive. He attacks very quickly. He rolls. He does those somersault moves. He gives very few opportunities to attack or heal. He will do this charge up move. Ooh. I actually interrupted his little charge up there, which if he is able to get it off, he will actually buff himself. So it's whenever he does that, it's very worthwhile to ensure that he is not able to finish, because that will make life a lot harder. Ooh. Hit me on that one. Doing well so far. Ooh, big double swing there. Probably shouldn't attack there. We got away with it. And he's done. The soul of Artorias. So, you honestly might not believe it from that performance just right there, but Artorias is actually considered one of the hardest bosses in the entire game. He's actually considered by some to be the hardest boss in Dark Souls. There was actually more I wanted to say about that boss, but it was over so quick that I didn't really have time. I was just trying to comment on what was happening, really, but Artorias is actually left-handed, and during that fight we can see that he was using his sword with his right hand as his left arm, his dominant arm, hung limp, I don't know. So his left arm was broken. He was fighting us with his offhand. So yeah, Artorias is considered one of the absolute hardest bosses in the game. He was easier for me than he would be for most because I have this shield. And this is what I was kind of telling you. This shield is amazing. It almost kind of breaks the game. Hey, but I have no shame in using it because this game is hard. The shield's in the game. I'm going to freaking use it. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny. The very first time I played through this game, this is the boss fight that I was most nervous about because in watching videos about this game and researching it and stuff as I was playing it, all I heard about was Artorias, the hardest boss in the game, you know, super aggressive, which, I mean, you saw how aggressive he was there. Yeah, I'm very glad that I was able to dispatch him with relative ease in this playthrough. The shield honestly is a little bit incredible. And you know, funnily enough, it's his own shield. This is the great shield of Artorias. The shield that he would usually be wielding in his right hand because he was left hand dominant. But instead, since one of his arms was broken, he was forced to use his right hand for sword swinging. His left arm dangled limply throughout the entirety of the fight, and I used his own shield to dispatch him with a relative ease, I must say. So just through here, you saw that said "Enter the gazebo." This is the Battle of Stoicism Gazebo. I don't know really why they called it that. It's a weird thing to call it, but this is essentially an online haven where you can group up with friends and play against others in different death matches and whatnot. Obviously, I'm playing offline, so none of this means anything, but that was just something they added into the DLC where you can come here and play with others in a more structured matchmaking type of setting. So we can go up there, but there's no point right now. I'll come back later, you'll see. And just down here we have another bonfire. So let's level up yet again. Get my endurance up 133. Is this enough to use the gauntlets? It is indeed. So now we have the full golem set. We're not mismatched anymore. Fantastic. So before I progress down this way, let me just actually head back up into this big coliseum. And alright, it has not appeared yet. That's fine. That is quite alright. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to very quickly warp. Because like I said, all of the bonfires in this DLC are warpable. So I can just really quickly warp back to the sanctuary. I can warp straight back here. To Uvasil Township. There we are. So now if I head back here, that should have refreshed the area. Yes, indeed.
You. Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
I probably should have read The Soul of Artorias before doing this. I want to read it. I'll just say no. I want to keep it.
Yes, of course. I must not be presumptuous. Artorias would not have approved.
Okay. I'm glad. I mean, I wish I would have remembered to read it before, but oh well. If you give her the soul, she gives you a dagger. Soul of Lord Gwyn's knight Artorias, who was consumed by the abyss. The legend that Artorias repelled the abyss only told half the story. It seems that he was defeated, and his honor preserved, by some unsung hero who was the true victor over the abyss. So, yeah, we fought Artorias there. Based on the lore, that might be a little bit confusing, because from what we know, Artorias traversed the abyss in an attempt to stop the spread of it. And here we are back in time to a period where Artorias is alive, or I guess was alive. And he was hostile to us, and he was weird and freaky looking, and he had darkness emanating from him. So it's reasonable to assume that in Artorias' time that he spent in the abyss, it corrupted him. I'm not sure if he's necessarily hollow, but I guess it is a sort of hollowing, corrupted by the dark. It was more of a killing of love than anything else. This here is actually, she might say.
What is it? Something else? Have you changed your mind?
Oh, I can. Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you. I didn't realize I could say I had more than one opportunity. Yeah, you can have it.
Thank you. You are very kind. Please take this. I no longer need it.
The 2 daggers.
May the Lord guide thee.
Let's see, do you have anything else to say?
May the Lord...
No, okay. So she didn't say who she was, but if I read these daggers... Gold Tracer. Curved sword used by the Lord's blade Ciaran, one of Lord Gwyn's 4 knights. Ciaran brandishes her sword in a mesmerizing dance, etching the darkness with dire streaks of gold. And there's 2 of them. I must have passed it already. It wasn't next to the gold one, was it? No. Oh, here it is. It's near the top. Dark silver dagger used by the Lord's blade Ciaran. The victim is first distracted by dazzling streaks of the gold tracer, then stung by the vicious poison of this dagger. So from that, we can deduce that this is Ciaran, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. As we know, Gwyn's 4 knights were granted rings. So we have the Leo ring. One of the special rings granted to the 4 knights of Gwyn. The Leo ring belonged to Ornstein the Dragon Slayer. We met him, we killed him. Wolf ring. One of the special rings granted to the 4 knights of Gwyn. The Wolf ring belongs to Artorias the Abyss Walker. Met him, killed him. The Hawk ring. One of the special rings granted to the 4 knights of Gwyn. The Hawk ring belonged to Hawkeye Goff, who led the Great Archers. We haven't met him, but I did find some of his arrows, if you can remember, while I was walking through the Royal Wood earlier. And the Hornet ring. One of the special rings granted to the 4 knights of Gwyn. The Hornet ring belonged to the Lord's blade Ciaran. This is Ciaran here. If you can remember where we picked up I already forgot what it was now. Was it the Hornet ring? Yes, the Hornet ring. Where we picked up the Hornet ring was behind the grave of Artorias after the Sif boss fight. So we can see Artorias was slain here by me because he became corrupted by the darkness. His grave at some point must have been relocated over that way, where we end up fighting Sif, where the Ulystil Sanctuary is now. At some point, the grave of Artorias must have been given a more official, ceremonious spot over in that direction. And just behind the giant grave, in the present time, not here in the past, there was a corpse with this ring on it. Ciaran never left Artorias' side, and Sif was there to guard his grave. Fantastic. Alright, so now we can finally progress this way. Let's see, I guess I probably should kindle this bonfire. I'm only going to do it once for now. If I decide that I require additional kindling, I will do that. There we go. Alright, so now we can continue on into the Ulystil Township. So the Ulystil Township has these enemies, which, if you can remember, was the enemy that, or the thing that Artorias killed at the beginning of that opening cutscene, whenever you first walk through the fog, the boss fog. From what I understand, these are like the residents of Ulystil that have been corrupted by the spread of the Abyss, which is currently happening. As we saw that giant hole as soon as we entered the Royal Wood. That's happening all around us. Although this is probably not a good place to demonstrate that, but the Abyss is it is spreading, and Artorias became corrupted, attempting to slow the spread, unfortunately. So I had to put him out of his misery. So these Ulystil residents... Oh, goodness. There we go. They require the same treatment as Artorias, I'm afraid. I don't remember... Oh, and yeah, some of them use dark magic, as you just saw. These witchy ones. And the dark magic is actually pretty punishing. So it's good to take those out as soon as you can. See another one hiding in the corner. He thinks he's slick. I don't so much think so. Silver Brave Warrior. Right. So now going this way, you can see there's actually a little wooden platform down there. I can actually, if I time this right, I can do a bit of a roll. Take some damage, but I can fall onto this wooden platform. Grab a Silver Brave Warrior. And I can work my way around here a little bit. Let's see, this is not where I want to be, I don't think. I'm a little confused on the layout of this place, to be honest. So stairs go down this way. Oh lord. Okay, there we go. Where does this lead in relation to where I was before? And there's stairs. Yeah, stairs that go down. I am slightly lost, I will admit that, but that's okay. That magic does a lot of damage. Ooh. No, thank you. Man, that +6 Estus Flask is amazing. Let's see, not a mimic. What do we got? Dark Orb, so that's the spell that they've been using on me. This is just... Okay, a room. Oh no, there's more to it. Or not. Alright, well that narrows that down a bit, because I was getting a little bit lost. So this is not the way. Or maybe there is more. So, I'm going to go ahead and equip that now. The Usil Township does have illusory walls, but they are activated differently to the ones used in the other parts of the game. They're actually activated by light. Why is that not working? How do I... Maybe I have it in the wrong slot. Let me swap my talisman for this skull lantern. There we go. So this is how illusory walls are activated in this place. So I'm going to keep this on me, although the addition of it has put me into fat roll, which is disappointing. Oh goodness. I don't even have my weapon equipped. Oh yeah, I do actually. Okay. I'm sorry, carving. Head carved of arch trees by Goff in his imprisonment. Goff imparts an emotion to each and every completed carving, which helps him achieve personal enlightenment. When a head is disturbed, it speaks, reflecting the emotion conferred to it. This head says, "I'm sorry. Have another look." Isn't that an expression of atonement? Interesting. I'm gonna take this stupid skull off because it's slowing me down. Okay, so that's a dead end. Down there is a dead end. This is a dead end, I think. So then we're back up here, which stairs go up. I don't even remember which way I came into here, to be honest. I was here. So then that means going through here is a way that I haven't been before. At least, I think. Oh, what's this say? Let there be light, you see? Oh gosh. Not the brightest move on his part. So if I bring the lantern back out, that will remove the illusory wall, as you can see. And we have a chest with a silver pendant. Silver pendant. Silver pendant engraved with the crest of Artorias, one of the ancient treasures of Anor Londo, presented to Artorias for facing the abyss. Effectively deflects the dark of the abyss, especially in its magic forms. So that will become useful later. Let's see. Okay, so there was that. I think now, if we head back up these stairs, we can now travel back across here. This is where I dropped to from up there. If I drop down here... Oh, there's more down there. Oh wait, no, that's where I just was. Okay. So if I drop down here, another one of these guys. Hello, sir. Sometimes they die in one swipe, sometimes they don't. Let's see, where does this put me out? Ah, right here. Okay, this is where I dropped off from. Alright, it all comes full circle. Fantastic. So now we can head back this way. Oh! Chester has decided to invade me. Oh, wow. His poise is impressive. Well, we have a nice rhythm right now. There we go. Very impressive poise, Chester, I must admit. Did you drop anything? Nothing? Come on, Chester. Whenever I meet him, I'll have a bone to pick with him. Or whenever I see him again.